What's up, world? It's your boy KP.
And your boy Mike the Expert.
You're now tuned into the Two Player Sports Podcast. This is the best sports podcast around. You got two of the greatest sports guys to talk about sports, everything you like: basketball, football, baseball, boxing, a little bit of everything. We might even get into some wrestling. Who knows? So come on and join the party.
Exactly. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You can catch us anywhere on social media: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you name it.
We'll be right there for you. So again, thank you for joining the Two Player Sports Podcast. And you are joined with your boy KP and Mike the Expert. Now I know you're like, who are these guys, right? Isn't that what they're saying, Mike?
That's what they're saying. They haven't seen us before.
Well, let's just tell them why did we start this and who are we. So I'm KP, played sports all my life. Got my brother over here, Mike the Expert. Tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah. So I'm Mike the Expert, and just like KP, I've been playing sports all my life. Me and KP, we grew up together. We used to play ball together. We've done all kind of things. We always debate, talk about sports. Sometimes the argument gets a little hectic. Sometimes
it gets a little heated.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been doing this all our life, and basically, we just want to bring you all into the conversation. We want you all to hear what we're talking about. Sometimes you can come on and speak your piece, and that's why we're on here, just to join y'all into the conversation.
Plus, you can see who you agree with. Me, or is Mike really an expert? I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll get it jumping.
I'm definitely an expert.
With that being said, like Mike said, man, we not only family, but we also been friends for over 20 years and just had some great sports debates. And we've been debating sports even before it was a thing. So, we go back to like debating it on the telephone, real old school. So we just thought it'd be cool to put it all on wax for everybody. So, Mike, before we get into this, what is your favorite sport, sir?
Oh, basketball, of course. Basketball is my favorite sport. I played it all my life. Love it. So what about you? What's your favorite sport?
I mean, of course, it's got to be basketball. And then it's a close second with the NFL. I love football, too. So with that being the case, man, let's just, since I know this is like the introduction to who we are as a two-player sports podcast, but let's just talk about it real quick, man.
Okay.
Your top five we normally go top four is Mount Rushmore, but I'm going to give you five because it's basketball. So your top five NBA players of all time, who you got? And we're going to go by position. I'm going to make it even harder.
We're going to go by position.
You got to give me a point guard. You got to give me a shooting guard. You got to give me a small forward, a power forward. Well, two forwards. They don't got to be a power forward and a center.
Okay. Woo. All right, so point guard, Magic Johnson. Irvin Magic Johnson, point guard. I haven't seen anything like him. Yes, I ain't seen anything like Magic Johnson. And then the two guard, obviously, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. You can't beat that.
North Carolina's finest.
North Carolina's finest. You can't beat that. And then the three, I'm going to have to go with LeBron James. I'm going to have to go with LeBron for the three.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with LeBron for the three. The crazy thing about it is LeBron's not in my top five of all time. But if you're going by position, LeBron's number three.
Yep. Okay.
Whew. And then you get to power forward. That's a tough one.
It's getting hard. It's getting tough.
Yeah, it's hard with the power forward. I might have to. Right now, it's a hard one because I could say Tim Duncan, but I love me some Kevin Garnett. No, I ain't saying Karl Malone. Yeah, Karl Malone. No, I love Charles Barkley. I love Tim Duncan.
How you not saying Karl Malone? He top five scorer of all time.
I'm not. I didn't like Karl Malone's game.
Oh, you going off what he did off the court? Off the court. Okay.
No, I ain't going off of what he did. I don't care nothing about what he did off the court. I'm talking about on the court. I just wasn't a big fan of Karl Malone like that. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player, but I'll put Tim Duncan, Barkley ahead of him. I even put KG ahead of him, although KG played both power forward and small forward at times. But
right. Okay.
But I'll say Tim Duncan, and then people may not agree with me on center, but I'm gonna say Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay. All right. Well,
what about you?
As much as I want to pick Magic, and I really, really want to pick Magic.
What, you gonna pick John Stockton?
No, I got to go with Isaiah Thomas. I got to go with Isaiah.
Oh, my goodness.
Isaiah's master crossover. I mean, he's a great passer, great defender. We seen him play on one leg and give the
Yeah, he's
Lakers everything
sneaky.
they wanted and then some. Yeah,
Yeah, he's sneaky athletic too.
sneaky, exactly. Defender, he
Mhm.
got it all. He got the total package, and he's a prototypical point guard. All right, so my next choice obviously is going to be Michael Jordan. You can't pick anybody else a shooting guard. It doesn't make
Oh
sense.
yeah, of course,
So,
of course.
and then at the three position, it's tough. It's tough. It come down to Larry Legend and Braun, but I got to go with Braun. I really want to pick Larry Legend because I mean,
I did too. I did too.
this guy, he's so dope. He decided he could play a game left-handed just for I need the
Yeah,
extra challenge. So, but I got to go with Braun, man. Braun got 5 rings. I mean, he done did it all.
yeah.
And this is why I picked Braun. This is the biggest reason. I don't know any guy that went to 3 different teams and played on both coasts and won championships and was the leader of the team. So I got
Yeah.
to get a man his props. All right, at the 4, I'm going to go with Barkley. That's just my guy,
hmm
man.
Yeah,
Be
that was
six
a
four,
hard
be
one
that
for me.
dominant. Yeah,
Yeah.
be 6'4" and be that dominant MVP. I know he don't have a
hmm
ring to go with it, but I mean, I don't hold him back for that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
number 5 got to be Akeem the Dream Olajuwon, man, unstoppable. This man
Uh,
is so great. He was top 5 in scoring, assists, steals, blocks, and rebounds
yeah.
as a center.
Listen, I mean, Akeem is great. That's why I said when it comes to that center, you can go either
Yeah,
way
man.
on that because you don't even have to say Shaq or Akeem. You could have said Kareem. You could have said
Kareem,
Wilt.
yeah.
You know what
Could
I'm
have
saying?
said
It could have
Will.
been,
There's so
yeah,
many
it could have been
guys.
anybody. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Number
yours.
2
I
would have to
know.
be Kareem.
Now
Kareem,
your second choice was Patrick Ewing. That was yours.
I mean, if you're from New York, you might could say that though. He was a dog.
Oh,
He
he
was a
was
dog.
Patrick Ewing. People laugh at it for some reason, but Patrick Ewing was a great player. He was a great
Great
player,
player.
but he's
Great player.
not. He's not to me. He's not even one of the top 5 best centers of all time. So you know.
So I noticed the 0 episode is we just gonna give y'all a little short bridge version of what we do. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta ask this question, man. And it's just kind of eating at me. So,
Okay.
who is the greatest NBA player of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Okay. For the obvious reasons, the 6 rings, the gold medals.
I mean, not just that. I mean, just the eye test. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan, he was unstoppable. And yeah, he wasn't as big as, LeBron James and all that stuff, but he was unstoppable and he really didn't have any flaws to his game. I mean, he could pass, he could shoot, he could
Well,
score,
hold
he could do all
on.
that. He
Hold
could
on.
pass.
Hold on.
Hmm
Hold on. He had a flaw. He was not a
What
good
was that?
teammate. And I love MJ.
Why?
That
Because
is
he
a
hit Steve
flaw. Let's
Kerr?
be honest. Yeah, you can't
Because he
go
hit
around
Steve
punching your
Kerr?
teammates.
He
That ain't the
he
only guy
hit
he
one
punched.
teammate. Okay,
No, he
maybe he hit
punched other
two.
teammates. He punched other
Hey,
teammates.
I'm
So,
saying his game on that court, he had no flaws in his game. I mean, he could do anything. Of course, they weren't shooting the three like that back then. They shoot a lot more threes nowadays. But when he needed to hit the three, he did it, especially in that game against Portland, in the playoffs. So, I mean, he could do anything on the court. He was just unstoppable on both ends of the court, offense and defense. So,
I don't know, man. As much as I love MJ, I got to make a strong argument for LBJ 23, man. This guy done did it on multiple teams, on multiple coasts, on multiple cast of characters, and his leadership style is totally different, man. Guys actually like playing with
mhm,
him. And when this is all said and done, not only is he going to have multiple rings, multiple gold medals, #1 leading scorer of all time, probably going to be, top 10 in rebounds, top
mhm.
5 in assists. I mean, that's checking almost every box that you could check, bro.
Yeah,
And dealing
I'm
with the
not
pressure
taking.
from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron James. LeBron James is a great player. He is as Charles Barkley would say, a stud. You know, but he's a great player. But I just can't put him at #1 just because, in my opinion, the flaws that I see in his game. The free throw shooting, um, just a lot of stuff. I mean, to me, I mean, his defense at one point was pretty good. He was a good defender at one point, but
He could have
I
been
mean,
defensive player of the year.
he probably could have. He probably could have got it 1 year. I know you're probably going to say the year. I think was it Marcus Hall got it or something like that. I
Yeah,
think
he
it was
could have
that
got
year.
it that year,
Yeah,
but at
but
the
he
same
didn't.
time, too, you look at Bron's had more appearances in the finals than anybody.
That's true. That's true. But then again, I mean, if that was the case, if you want to put that as the case, then before Bron made it to all those finals, then that means Jerry West should have been ranked number one, the greatest player ever, if you want to say how many finals appearances, because he's been to the finals a lot too. I think Bron been 10. Jerry West has been like what, 8? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, or you could say Bill Russell been 11, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
you
we're
could
talking
say
about the
Bill
modern
Russell.
era
Yeah.
basketball, and Bron got multiple gold medals.
No, we're talking
you
about
look at
the
a box to
greatest.
check. Bron
Yeah.
has checked every box except for college basketball when you talk about basketball players.
Yeah,
Every
well,
box
I
has
mean,
been checked.
Michael Jordan's checked every box too. College, gold medal,
Yeah, but MJ
NBA,
didn't come in with the
NBA.
pressure that Mike did. He didn't have the pressure that Bron had from the beginning.
All you got to do was play basketball. You play to your abilities or whatever. And LeBron played up to his abilities. Michael Jordan played to his, and so on and so forth. So I mean, I don't know what they're talking about pressure. You're getting out there paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game that you.
At the beginning, people
worked at.
calling the man the king, and he's supposed to be the savior of a franchise that historically was not great.
Yeah, and he wasn't the savior of the franchise. I mean, the franchise. I mean, they were doing better because they had LeBron James, but
I
they
don't know
weren't
about
winning
that,
no
dog.
championships with him. He didn't save
They
the
won a
franchise. He when he
He
came
won a
back.
championship there.
When he came back, I'm saying while he was there, that first go round,
So
when he
you
was
saying
there,
you
they didn't win a
saying
championship.
after Mark Price and them guys leave that the franchise was relevant before LeBron showed up?
Of course not. Of course not, because they didn't have good players. That's going to happen with any team. Or whatever, when you lose your good players, when you don't have Mark Price and Brad Doherty
Okay,
and
so
all
look,
those guys.
look,
Yeah.
hold on. Okay, so the Cavs were not relevant, and I'm a Cavs fan. Y'all, full disclosure, it's my team. I go back to Mark Price and them guys.
Yeah.
They were not relevant after that era. Okay, the Miami Heat were not relevant until he showed up. Had not won anything until he showed up. And the biggest one,
That's
the
not
Lakers
true.
were not.
That's not
were,
true.
The Lakers were not relevant until Bron showed up.
Yo, what you just said about the Miami Heat is not true. They won a championship before LeBron got there with D Wade and Shaq. So you can't say they weren't relevant
before he showed up.
Yeah, not right then, but they were relevant with D Wade and Shaq and them. They were relevant at that time
from that championship.
I know, but you said they weren't relevant and they hadn't won, and those are the two things you said, and they did win, and they were relevant for a time.
They hadn't won in 3 seasons since then.
It was like three seasons, but that happened.
Okay. So were the Lakers relevant before LeBron showed up?
No, the Lakers had got sorry. Kobe wasn't there anymore. That happened. Dude, that happens with every team. I said LeBron is a great player. So that's going to happen with every team. When you lose great players, you're going to become irrelevant until you get great players again.
How about this? Has LeBron, has MJ ever taken a team with only him as being the only All-Star to the finals?
To the finals? Mm-hmm. Being the only All-Star? No, because I think Scottie Pippen was All-Star when they went. Okay,
exactly.
And? Okay.
LeBron did it twice. He did it twice.
Has LeBron ever three-peated?
No.
No? No. Jordan did it twice. He did it twice. 2 times. Come on now.
Man, I mean, you can debate.
Yeah, you could go back and forth with either. You could go back and forth with either one because you could say, "Hey, LeBron, yeah, he did it with different teams. He won championships with different teams." But then you could say, "But look who was on his team. He should have won the championships with Miami Heat. He should have won the championship with the team he had with Cleveland." You can say that, but
I mean,
I don't want to take anything away
for
from
the Bulls, though, because if you look at especially the second three-peat, you got 3 Hall of Famers on one team.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say that for the Bulls, but Jordan was with his same team. And on the
first group, you got 3 All-Stars on the same team.
Nah, Jordan, that first group, oh no, that wasn't it. The only true stars on that first group was Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Who was the All-Star? He was an All-Star during the first one? He
Yes.
didn't. Horace Grant didn't make the All-Star team during the first three-peat, did he?
Let me see here. 1993. It's either 93 or 94. One of them two.
Is that one? Is that when he did it?
Yeah.
Let me look on here real quick.
Look it up. Here, I'm.
No, he
I'm
probably
right there.
did. I might have. Yeah, he probably did. I forgot it.
He was an All-Star. He was an All-Star for the Chicago Bulls. 1994. So 93, 94 is when Horace Grant.
Okay.
93, 94.
Yeah.
Horace Grant was an All-Star.
But making the All-Star team doesn't mean you're just great player. I mean, you look at the doesn't mean.
I didn't say
listen,
he was a superstar.
The All-Star team doesn't mean anything. That just means you're in the right place at the right time. For some people, you look at the Atlanta Hawks. They had almost a whole starting lineup that made the All-Star team. Those weren't really just true, real good players. They just were having a good season. You know what I'm saying?
So look at it like this.
Come on, man.
Look at it like this. In 07, who's even close to being an All-Star on LeBron's team? None of them. Larry Hughes, washed up. Antoine Jameson, washed up. Big Z, washed up. That's my guy. Big Z was washed up. And he took him there. Daniel Gibson, where has he been since he got cut? What, Love and Hip Hop?
No, I understand that.
Second go around, I mean, who can you even name that's in the starting lineup that's even worth naming?
I understand that. And they went to the finals. Great. Good for them. But they lost or whatever. And it's simple as that. LeBron James, like I said, I don't see him as the greatest player ever, but I do see him as a great player. He's in the top 10 for me. So that's good
like
enough.
I said, man, this is going to be an endless argument, endless debate. Y'all chime in. Who do y'all want? Is it LeBron? Is it MJ? Is it Bill Russell? Is it Kareem? Because those are guys we got to put some respect on their name too, man. It could be Kareem, the guy won on every level. So.
I mean, technically, I could have won. I could have went to the playoffs in that Eastern Conference that LeBron was in. You know, me and you. So I'm just saying.
I don't know about all that.
I'm just saying.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit of a stretch, man.
That Eastern Conference, they looked like they was all expansion teams at that time or something.
They not looking for no 6'2" power forward and 6 foot centers. They ain't looking for that, bro. I don't know about that. Dog. That's a little bit of a stretch right there.
We probably could have did it against those guys. I swear.
It's a little bit of a stretch, man. That's a little.
I would have looked like Kareem out there, you know.
So. This is just a little bit of who we are, what y'all going to get when you join the podcast. We really appreciate it. Tune in. We're going to have episodes popping all the time. We got some really great content for you guys. We're really excited to bring this podcast to you. This is the Two Player Sports Podcast, the best and realest podcast you're going to enjoy. No fake debates, no arguments. No, we're not getting into the politics and all that type of stuff. We're just getting it to you real and raw.
And definitely want to thank you all for tuning in. Every time you tune in, that's great. It helps the podcast. So we appreciate your support. If you have anything that you want us to talk about regarding sports, any topics or anything, hit us up on social media, comment on the YouTube, anywhere, and we'll pick that up. We'll debate it. We'll talk about it. And sometimes we even bring you in. So we definitely appreciate it.
Hey, 2 player out.